chain on your neck, you a killer, huh? So bad you belong on the centerfold.
Hello?
What you doing?
About to make more pudding.
Bro, ain't go pudding? Are you over there making money, huh?
Huh?
Nothing. I just wanted to tell you I care about you. That's all I wanted to tell you.
Thank you. That makes me feel appreciated.
Oh, you do? That's good. They don't understand me. I kinda get it. I just count my blessings. Staying optimistic. I can't love your flaws. My ways are different. Cause when you talk, I let you talk. I barely listen. I fell in love so many times, still haven't learned my lesson. Just count my blessings. Staying optimistic. I hate awkward conversations, but I'm always in them. The doctor gave me pills. These should help me fit in. Bipolar, bipolar, I hate you, then I love you. I love you, then I hate you. I can't fucking stand you. Bipolar, bipolar, I love you, then I hate you. I hate you, then I love you. You're so beautiful. I pull up, yeah, you covered in glitter, Gold chain on your neck, you a killer, huh? So bad you belong on the centerfold.
Hello?
What you doing?
About to make more pudding.
Bro, ain't go pudding? Are you over there making money, huh?
Huh?
Nothing. I just wanted to tell you I care about you. That's all I wanted to tell you.
Thank you. That makes me feel appreciated.
Oh, you do? That's good. They don't understand me. I kinda get it. I just count my blessings. Staying optimistic. I can't love your flaws. My ways are different. Cause when you talk, I let you talk. I barely listen. I fell in love so many times, still haven't learned my lesson. Just count my blessings. Staying optimistic. I hate awkward conversations, but I'm always in them. The doctor gave me pills. These should help me fit in. Bipolar, bipolar, I hate you, then I love you. I love you, then I hate you. I can't fucking stand you. Bipolar, bipolar, I love you, then I hate you. I hate you, then I love you. You're so beautiful. I pull up, yeah, you covered in glitter, Gold chain on your neck, you a killer, huh? So bad you belong on the centerfold.
Hello?
What you doing?
About to make more pudding.
Bro, ain't go pudding? Are you over there making money, huh?
Huh?
Nothing. I just wanted to tell you I care about you. That's all I wanted to tell you.
Thank you. That makes me feel appreciated.
Oh, you do? That's good. They don't understand me. I kinda get it. I just count my blessings. Staying optimistic. I can't love your flaws. My ways are different. Cause when you talk, I let you talk. I barely listen. I fell in love so many times, still haven't learned my lesson. Just count my blessings. Staying optimistic. I hate awkward conversations, but I'm always in them. The doctor gave me pills. These should help me fit in. Bipolar, bipolar, I hate you, then I love you. I love you, then I hate you. I can't fucking stand you. Bipolar, bipolar, I love you, then I hate you. I hate you, then I love you. a home. So bad you belong on the centerfold.
Hey. Hello, Twitch, YouTube, Facebook, and so on and so on. It's another episode of the Tool Bags Up podcast extension of the Cheat Sheet. I'm your host, Andrew Olenek, aka Drew Money 219, and we are entering week 4. Quick shout out to our sponsor, Thrive Fantasy. If you're looking in prop betting, if you like to bet on Patrick Mahomes throwing 2 touchdowns, and you like to get down and dirty with that, we got a spot for you at Thrive Fantasy. Sign up now and get an additional $20 by using TOOL, T-O-O-L, at the Thrive Fantasy Sports. If you have any questions, you could always at me or DM me at DrewMoney219 on Twitter. Alright, fellas, let's get into it. There's a lot of injuries. Something that we keep seeing in the NFL, and we're going to get right into it. Again, how's everyone doing too? It's a lovely Friday. We finally hit October. Spooktober. However you want to call it. I love it. I actually have some fun shirts to wear this month. Maybe I'll dress up as Mike Ditka for a Halloween special. With that being said, let's get into the injuries. We're going to look at Tampa Bay right off the bat. Tampa Bay is experiencing some injuries. Chris Godwin is out. When Chris Godwin is out, we're going to automatically bump Mike Evans' production. Scotty Miller, a lot of us had him picked up as he's the slot receiver for Tom Brady. Tom Brady likes to throw the ball. He has a groin. If he's okay to go, you can stream him in your flex without Chris Godwin. Also, Leonard Fournette, the big addition that Jacksonville dropped and gave Tampa Bay for free, is out. That means it's time to add Rojo back into our lineups if you need to stream a running back, because we have plenty of injuries. Feel free to come out and get yourself some Rojo. Rojo should be there for you guys. Let me see. And that was... Let's see. Where did it go? Oh, here we go. And that's for the Buccaneers. Looking at the Chargers, Mike Williams is out with a hamstring, and so is Tyrod Taylor. So with that being said, we're going to see Keenan Allen get a lot more snaps. I really like Keenan Allen. I wouldn't bet on him. The Chargers are supposed to lose by 7 according to Vegas. We'll get into that later in the back end of the show, as we do always with betting on Fridays. Right now we're just covering the injury reports that have been released. So that was the Chargers and Buccaneers. All right, we're gonna start off with the CBS order that I'm looking at, and we're gonna go into some injuries. Let me look at it real quick. So we're looking at the Ravens and Washington game. The Ravens will not have Chris Moore, and Chris Moore is questionable. So I mean, I don't really see him as a big production. I'm not seeing anything streamed there. The big thing coming out of this game is that Washington's Bryce Love, somebody I really liked in the offseason to stash and store, his knee, he's been moved to IR, so don't expect any production out of Bryce Love. We also have Terry McLaurin. He has a thigh injury, questionable for the game. Keep an eye on him. He might not be a start to go against the Ravens this week, because the Ravens have a pretty big margin against Washington football team. The Washington football team, it has no identity. I mean, we know there's a lot of mess going out there. So Terry McLaurin might not be a good start this week, but he is questionable if you have to play him in a 12-man league and over. Cover the Chargers and Bucks. Seahawks and Dolphins. I really want to get into the Seahawks game. They're going to be missing Jamal Adams. That's really going to prevent their safeties from their secondary getting worse. The Seahawks have one of the worst secondaries in the NFL, right next to the Atlanta Falcons. That really opens it up for Fitzpatrick. He can really open the ball and give it to Devontae Parker, something you guys might want to look out for. Notable injuries is running back Chris Carson after that alligator pull by Dallas. His knee, he seems to be questionable. Had a really good week. We've been monitoring here at Toolbags Up. Chris Carson seems like he's a go, but they're still questioning him. If he can't go, pick up Carlos Hyde. Carlos Hyde has a shoulder injury. He's also questionable. So go and look back at those two running backs, Chris Carson and Carlos Hyde, are both questionable. If they both go out, it's going to be really interesting to see who to pick up after that. But Chris Carson's first choice, Carlos Hyde second choice. Carlos Hyde have been seeing a lot of pickups and streams because a lot of people are expecting Chris Carson not to play. His initial diagnosis did say 2 to 3 weeks, but he might come back, so that might not be good. Rushing injuries sometimes hurts. I mean, you look at Saquon Barkley when he's playing against the Bears. He looked like he had one injury to his shoulder, upper arm. I remember he went down. The next thing you know, he was also in a state of pain because he had tore ACL, which landed him out for the season. Let's see. Just making my rounds around here. Making sure that nobody's messaging us because we want to make sure we're getting everybody involved in this because we're a live show. It's a little bit easier. I'm not recording pre-recorded. This is a live show, so I'm just double checking everything real quick. Shout out to my boy Julian. Big fan of the show. Always showing up. Appreciate it. Also, we're at 296 on Twitter. If we can spread the love and push me up 4 more so we can get that 300 Spartan mark, I'd really appreciate it. Alright, going back to football talk. Let's see. New Orleans against the Lions. Now, this game right here, I really feel interested about because Michael Thomas is out again. With that being said, we either have Traquan Smith or Emmanuel Sanders coming out and trying to perform again at a high level for Drew Brees, helping him out. Alvin Kamara is that offense. It really depends on what Drew Brees wants to do. They're on the road against the Lions indoors. I have faith. Remember, I said Drew Brees, you can start him with an indoor game and or if he's at home. Those are his playing conditions. Anything else, I don't trust Drew Brees outdoors. It has to be perfect, like 90-degree weather. Even then, it's just he's an indoor quarterback. It's really weird, but look at the numbers, guys. I've looked at him many times, and I've shared it with you guys. His indoor numbers are way higher than he is when he plays outdoors or on the road. This one's one of those special occasions where he's on the road, but he's playing indoors at the Lions in Detroit. Another noteworthy injury is Jared Cook. Jared Cook was the guy that we're looking at to replace Michael Thomas's production with the Saints. We're not going to see that this week. So with that being said, Jared Cook's possible replacement is a 2020 round 3 pick out of Dayton, Adam Trotman. Now, he only has 3 receptions, 33 yards. No one's going to touch him. But again, this is something that we like to do. We like to dig deep. This is the cheat sheet, guys. That's what we do. I dig in these numbers and I pull out these stats. Drew Brees, just like when I told you, Phillip Rivers throws the ball to tight. Phillip Rivers, when he's an example, he likes to throw to tight ends. I told you guys to pick up Mo Alley Cox. Mo Alley Cox gets 17 points. Now, no one's going to pick up Adam Trotman, and Trotman may get 17, 24 points. Why? Because Drew Brees naturally throws to the tight end. So expect big things from Adam Trotman. Probably a 10-point game at the low, and probably a 17-18 at a boom. So those are your numbers you're looking at. I really see a lot of production coming out of him this week. No one's going to pick him up. If you need to stream a tight end and you're willing to roll the dice, why not? Jared Cook's injured. Michael Thomas is injured. They're banged up. Drew Brees is going to have to rely on some people, and that's the guy I'm leaning at for New Orleans. Let's see. The Lions, they have no significant injuries that we need to know about for the offense. Browns and Cowboys. The Browns, the formidable injury Browns. Kareem Hunt has a groin injury. Anytime you mess yourself up in your private, like that groin area, you're gonna have some residual pain. Kareem Hunt was a cleanup fourth quarter player when they played against Cincinnati. So I expect you guys, this is mark it down on your calendars. October 2nd, 2020. I'm letting you guys know you guys can start Nick Chubb against the Cowboys. If Kareem Hunt's not going, they're gonna rely on Nick Chubb a lot. Kareem Hunt's a groin injury; it's not good. So if he's not playing, he might be on a snap. How many snaps he needs to be out there. So those are just some things to keep attention to. for this week's matchup against the Dallas Cowboys. The Dallas Cowboys doesn't really have any injuries significant to the fact that we need to note. I was just reading this thing about Odell Beckham Jr. I was hearing he was questionable. He's questionable, so he's going to play, but it's just something to monitor throughout the season. Keep an eye on Odell Beckham Jr. going into Sunday. That is, I think that's an early game, if I'm not mistaken. But if not, just continue to monitor it. Something to look into. He was questionable. The Jaguars against the Bengals. Vegas got the Bengals by 3. I also have the Bengals. We'll get into that later. Again, that's all the betting and the odds at the end of the show. We're going over injury reports and how to pick your lineups. We'll store in some starts, sleep-ums, and all that stuff too as well. Let's see. Wow, Stephen Hauschka's knee's out for the Jaguars. But that's okay. No one's going to pick him up anyways. Bengals don't really have any a lot of injury reports. The Jaguars don't look well as a football team. They really got manhandled by the Miami Dolphins last week. With that being said, I think Joe Burrow is really going to step up and play a great game. This is a make or break for me with A.J. Green, Tyrod Boyd. Higbee got involved last week. Joe Mixon's having a down year. It's just not. We thought Joe Burrow was gonna come in, the Tiger King. he won the championship for football in college with LSU, broke records. It's not his fault. He's hitting AJ Green. AJ Green is dropping it. I don't know. It's just maybe they're not used to this quality of play. Noteworthy, Jaguars do have DJ Chark coming back. I'm not too sure about him, but he is coming back according to the notes here. We got Colts versus Bears. Colts, Michael Pittman Jr. calf looks to be out. That's the only thing. Running back now, show is not injured. So again, Mo Alley Cox, I like him a lot, especially because he's just going to be that guy who's going to get a lot of looks that way. The Bears are playing well. They have Nick Foles, David Montgomery. Also, breaking news, guys. Lamar Miller just signed to the practice squad for the Chicago Bears. So that means Lamar Miller is going to be the secondary back, hopefully in a couple of weeks, to David Montgomery. Something we're going to monitor here and give you guys an update. With that being said, Nick Foles is going to play. Allen Robinson must start. A flex, you can possibly play Anthony Miller. The Colts are on the road. When the Colts are on the road, I don't really care for that as far as because they're playing in Chicago. With that being said, I think the Bears are going to take care of them. Unfortunately, I know that says it's going to be 4-0 on the season for the Bears, but I just feel like with Nick Foles, we're a different team. The Colts have been shaken. They couldn't get taken. They got beat by the Jaguars to open up the season, which is just crazy to me. Maybe with Jonathan Taylor in the background, it's a whole different team. I mean, they're playing with up-tempo, but Philip Rivers on the road against the Bears in Chicago. It's not going to be... It's cold. I can tell you the weather. I live out in the area, so I really think the Bears are going to take care of this indoor team that the Colts have. The Colts are expected to win by a field goal, at least 2.5 spread in their favor, but those are players that I'm really looking for high impacts. Give me 1 second, guys. I'm answering somebody. We're going to get into the Cardinals and Panthers in a second. I'm going to swing around, make sure I'm getting all our touching bases. All right, let's see. I'm going to swing around real quick, see if there's anybody that's getting involved in the comments. All right. All right. Swinging around, guys. Sorry about this. I'm just making sure we're getting everybody involved. There's also a fantasy football question. If you guys stick around at the end, I'm going to try to solve based on my predictions. Because, again, I always open it up for you guys. You guys could always chime in when you guys need to. Looking at my notes. Notes. Alright. We're going to go back to... Let's see. New England's depth chart. We're not there yet. Where am I? Oh, here we go. All right, so the Cardinals are playing the Panthers. The following injuries that we want to look at is DeAndre Hopkins has an ankle injury. He's questionable. I think he comes back. That Christian Kirk groin injury has been bothering him a couple weeks. That injury I do not see well. A store and stash is our favorite. Larry Fitzgerald might be a good plug play, as always. Kyle Murray has to step up. Kyle Murray did not look like... Hiya, Kyle Murray. If you guys watched the Uncle Rogers, that's how I just sounded right there. With Kyle Murray did not play well last week. I think he's going to step back up to go on the road against the Panthers. He knows what's at stake. So I really think the Cardinals can take care of business. We're going to get into that later. I keep saying that, but you know the deal. Christian Kirk, practice limited fashion, but yeah, that's not promising to me. I do see DeAndre Hopkins starting, and a guy that you can plug and play in there is definitely Larry Fitzgerald. We're always confident with Larry Fitz over here at Tool Bags Up. He's consistent. Giants and the Rams. Jabal Parker's out. That's defense. That's about it for the Giants that needs to be mentioned. Obviously, Saquon Barkley, and we're not going to get into the other ones. Rams, Cam Akers is out. With that being said, we're going to see Darnell Henderson Jr. and Brown lead most of it. That's what they're saying. Brown's going to be the starter back, and then Henderson is going to be the guy who's going to get more carries because of the fact that Cam Akers is out. Moving on to the Bills and Raiders. Running back Zach Moss's toe is questionable. He's been questionable for the last couple of weeks, but David Singletary has been holding it down. That Bills team looks really solid. Looks like they're going to try to make a run, especially in the AFC East without Tom Brady and the Raiders. The Patriots. They're playing the Raiders. My bad, guys. Bryan Edwards is out for the Raiders. He was the rookie that everyone thought was going to take over the predominantly doubtful Henry Ruggs. With that being said, we're going to have to do a deep dive here. Hunter Renfrow is definitely going to be a guy that you want to look for if you have to stream somebody for the wide receiving core for the Raiders. Also, Nelson Aguilar is another guy who might have a renaissance kind of career in John Gruden's offense. He dropped a lot of balls while he played for the Eagles. He was a great wide receiver coming out of USC. EDP covered him. I'm not going to say what that means, but you can. If you know, you know. Shout out to those people that watch his videos. But basically, he loved him, but dropped too many things. It looks like John Brown also is carrying that calf non-designation injury, so he's most likely back. Hunter Renfrow, they're spotting him for 84 yards showing. He got 84 yards last week in New England. Hunter Renfrow is definitely the guy to go to. He came out of Clemson. He's a winner. He could definitely step up and play in this big role for the Vegas Raiders as they play the Bills. That sounds so weird, the Vegas Raiders. Shout out to my Oakland fam. All right, let's go into the Patriots. Patriots wide receiver Julian Edelman has a knee injury. Sony Michel quad. They're both questionable. I think White is still out. Unfortunately for his parents having that unfortunate accident and everything. Prayers go out to him. Hopefully he gets back. Sony Michel with the quad. It looks like we haven't really heard anything from Damian Harris. I've been on the Damian Harris. I'm just trying to snoop around, see if I can find information. Nothing really said he's designated to come back yet. But Damian Harris, I think, is going to take off and help him. Rex Burkhead is obviously the start right now. But Damian Harris might be somebody to look forward to soon. Looks like almost a four-headed monster for the Patriots in the backfield. Julian Edelman's knee. If Julian Edelman goes out, we could definitely see players like if he goes out, we definitely see players like Neil Harry start getting involved more, and we're just going to see players that obviously are going to benefit from Julian Edelman out. So Neil Harry is the guy that I would suspect to be replacing Julian Edelman's numbers. The Chiefs only have Chris Jones on the injury list as questionable. The Chiefs, I think, they take care of the Patriots, but we'll get there. All right, the Injury Bowl 2020, one of them. We have the Eagles going on the road to San Francisco. San Francisco's posted a win by 7, even with all these injuries for both teams. With that being said, we're looking at wide receiver Deshaun Jackson has a hamstring, and Alshon Jeffrey both out. Wide receiver JJ RC Whiteside calf is doubtful. Peters is out. Rigor, let's see if Rigor. I'm gonna look that up for you guys real quick. Let me just look that up. Rigor, is he out? Rigor. Let's see, Jalen. It did not show that, because that would be a guy I would tell you guys to pick up if he's there. He's on injured reserve. My bad. My bad. That's one of those things I do on accident, guys. I do apologize. I forgot that he's on the he's injured on the injured reserve list. So with that being said, give me 1 second. I did not think I have to do this. There's so many injuries that I was looking at for I was looking at San Francisco, that Philadelphia Eagles wide receiving core, I mean, it's pretty demolished. All right, I'm going to tell you guys, Zach Ertz is somebody you might look to. Richard Rodgers, Hakeem Butler, we're not really too high on. Greg Ward, John Hightower. So Greg Ward, John Hightower are 2 wide receivers you can possibly stream. I guess Boston Scott's production is going to go up. This offense is pretty filthy when it's hurt. So it's like it's dirty. It's muddy. It's hard to predict what the Phillies are going to do. If you can get rid of Wentz, you should. I don't think Carson Wentz is going to be very productive this year with all these injuries. Expect big things out of the backfield. Moving on to the 49ers, Jimmy Garoppolo, ankle, Raheem Mostert, tight end, Jordan Reed. Jordan Reed's on the IR. And those players are out. So Nick Mullins is in. Nick Mullins is a solid 20 points. He's playing against the Eagles offense that's going to be terrible. 49ers should be able to stop that offense pretty easily, giving them easy Nick Mullins. Nick Mullins played really well. I wouldn't mind streaming him if I have to stream a quarterback in a 12-man league. I did it last week. Was pretty successful with the outcome. That's probably at the top, isn't it? Yep, right here. Nick Mullins, Jordan Reed to the IR. Obviously, George Kittle's coming back. Shout out to him. He's on some of my fantasy teams. His ass needs to step it the fuck up. Excuse my French, but I need him to play big because that's what he does. He's a big-time player. Jerry McKinson, obviously, is going to be the running back for San Francisco. Deebo Samuel's back from IR, probably going to be on a pitch count. And Sanu is also going to be out there. So, even though the 49ers got injuries, but then they put in players to immediately fix those injuries. The Eagles have injuries, and you're looking at them and going, well, this is the Eagles of old, not the Super Bowl champs from a few years ago. And the 49ers are projected by Vegas to win by 7. That's the spread. That's crazy because they're both pretty banged up. Packers and Falcons game is going to be crazy. Lazard's out for the Packers. I'm telling everyone right now, my sleeper this week is Valdez-Scantling Jr. The Falcons are injured. We're going to keep you updated on that game moving forward. There's a lot of injuries throughout the league. We covered all of them that are going to be significant to your fantasy football needs. Let me just make sure there's no questions I'm missing. Give me 1 second, guys. I want to make sure I'm getting all the questions. People are posting them as far as fantasy questions. Let's see. All right. Moving on. We're going to do a quick shout out to Skull Candy. Skull Candies are the headphones I use. I have the links in the descriptions. If you guys would like discounts on the Views. Views are really nice headphones. I'm using Skull Candies right now. Shout out to them for being part. As always, I always record with Skull Candies. I love them. Alright, moving on to the Twitter question. I got to answer this one for this guy. This guy asked me a question last week, and I definitely got back to him about it. And last week I did. We helped him start Rodgers over Minshew. That was going to be a definitely bad thing if Minshew would have started. But we helped him. We got him over the hump. Now it's time to help him today again. Question, PPR flex. Who should I start? Lamb, Hilton, Ayuk, or Greg Ward? Ah, yes. Now I can answer this question. All right, so CeeDee Lamb is going against the Cleveland Browns, which, you know, they're gonna have to pass. They're gonna have to pass the ball around, of always. So let's see. So with that being said, CeeDee Lamb is gonna be doing pretty decent work. I'm not gonna start Hilton against the Bears. Ayuk also is another guy out there, but now with George Kittle and everything, I don't think he's gonna get as much as production as you want. So look at CeeDee Lamb or Greg Ward. I'm going to lean on CeeDee Lamb. I think CeeDee Lamb is going to have a great game. I think the Browns are going to try to shut down Amari Cooper, and they're also going to try to shut down Michael Gallup. But CeeDee Lamb's definitely going to get more catches than Amari Cooper. I could put money on that. Hilton, Ayuk, and Greg Ward. Greg Ward's the guy I was just talking about for Philly, so he's probably playing a 12-man league and it's a PPR flex. So we're gonna lead with Lamb. Lamb's super fast. They're going against Cleveland. Cleveland's not a good team at all. Why you have Greg Ward? He's playing against the 49ers, which isn't easy. And you got Ayuk coming into the 49ers, who are resurging with the better players coming in to replace those. And Hilton's going against the Bears. He's gonna get shut down by Fuller. So I do like CeeDee Lamb in that situation. All right. So we cover the injuries. Now we get to do the over-under spreads for week 4. Week 4. I should have had this pulled up. Yeah. Alright, give me a second, guys. I don't like that stand. Hold on, I'm just going to go to my FanDuel Sportsbook. Wow, I did not know that. Everybody's having a good weekend. Woo-hoo. I don't know. Just felt like I should have put that out there. Alright, let me go look at the NFL. Alright, we're going to go through the games according to FanDuel in that order so I can get you a good look at everything. This is based on the same ones. They're all usually the same. Arizona against Carolina. The spread is 3 in favor of Arizona. I like Carolina not to cover that. I got Arizona. The over-under is 51. It really depends on DeAndre Hopkins. If DeAndre Hopkins is healthy, and Christian Kirk can play well, I think they can match that. I'm going to go with the under. I don't think that's going to be a high-scoring game, but I do think Kyler Murray does take care of it. Arizona wins. They cover the spread and the total. Baltimore Ravens play the Washington football team. Baltimore is to win by 14. And the over-under is 45. I think it's going to be over, and Baltimore's really going to step up, probably score 17-21 piece on them. So they're going to cover that. They're going to cover the spread. If you're looking for upsets, I think that's the biggest. They're at plus 660, which I think is the biggest margin out there besides the Nope, that's the biggest one. So that's the biggest one out there. If you're looking for an upset to bet and put money on $1, you win $6.60. In respect to that, next game we're looking at the Cleveland Browns against Dallas. Dallas is to win by 5. Cleveland's going to lose by 5. So that's a field goal, 2 field goals almost, or a touchdown, a missed extra point, basically. So with that being said, I like Dallas. Dallas at home. Cleveland's not a very good football team. Kareem Hunt's out. I don't think Baker Mayfield's going to shine. He's going to crumble as he always does. Dak Prescott just got told he's not as good as Patrick Mahomes. The over is going to be covered at 56. I definitely think they might score a lot of points in this game. I definitely got the Dallas Cowboys on the spread. The Colts against the Bears. Favoritism, the Bears at home. Colts are playing on the road. I don't trust Phillip Rivers on the road in the cold. Definitely like the Bears at home. The Bears are accustomed to it. We're going to win that. You can take the spread with the Bears at plus 2.5. We'll cover that because they're going to win. Over under 43. Definitely over on that one. Moving on to the Jacksonville Jaguars and Cincinnati Bengals. The Cincinnati Bengals, you can take them. They're expected to win by 2.5. take that under 50 points. That game's going to be under 50 points, but I do think Joe Burrow's going to take care of it against Jacksonville. We have the Los Angeles Chargers. Moving on. Los Angeles Chargers are playing the Tampa Bay Buccaneers on the road. Los Angeles Chargers are to lose by 7. I think they cover the spread. They're only going to lose by 5. I think the Chargers are going to lose by 5. I'm just going to write that down. That's actually pretty interesting. I'm right. The Chargers are going to lose by 5. So I think they cover the spread. So if you're going with the spread, I think the Chargers cover it with that plus 7. I'm going to write that down so I remember. But the Buccaneers are going to win overall. So if you're taking the money line, the Buccaneers are going to win. Over under 42. I think it's going to be way higher than 42. You can go with the over. It seems pretty logical. Minnesota Vikings are on the road against the Houston Texans. Houston Texans are 0-3, I believe. And they played Chiefs, Baltimore, and Steelers. The Minnesota Vikings are none of those teams as they have many problems. The Houston Texans are definitely in cover a 4-point spread. 53 points is definitely going to be the under. Houston covers the spread. I got Houston on the money line as well. Moving on to the next game, the Saints are going on to Detroit. Detroit is to lose by 3. I got the Saints beating them by more than 3. Over under 54. Under 54. It's going to get sloppy unless Kamara wants to go off. I got the money line on the Saints. Seahawks against Dolphins. Ooh, this one actually has the Dolphins not by 7. I wonder if that's because of Adams. Well, if you don't know it, put your money on Russell Wilson. He's going to be the league MVP this year. So Russell Wilson's definitely going to cover the spread of 5.5. They're going to win by more than that and go over 54 points. They're going to blow out Miami. It's going to be a bloodbath down there. If they don't, I don't know. At 2020, I'm going to blame 2020. Los Angeles Rams are to beat the Giants by 14 points. They're going to cover that one easy. The Rams are playing really well this year. They're going to get the over 48, and I take the money line. I don't think the Giants can get anywhere close to that. They're in a dumpster fire, just like their neighbors, the Jets. Next game, Buffalo Bills by 3, Las Vegas to lose by 3. The money line, Buffalo is going to cover that. They're going to win by more than 3. I think it's going to be under 52, and I'll take the money line on the Bills. The next game is New England Patriots against the Chiefs. The Chiefs are going to win by more than 7. They're a great team. The over is going to be over 52, and I'm taking the line, the Chiefs, against the Patriots. The Patriots are going to be, I think they're going to be exposed this game really bad. Bill Belichick proves me wrong all the time, but we're going with the Chiefs because that's where we're at. Philadelphia against San Francisco. They got Philadelphia. I think Philadelphia might keep it. No, they're not. They're too injured. I think mentally, the Eagles are good, but on paper, the Eagles are terrible. So I got San Francisco taking off, going above the pay grade, above the 8, above the 7. So they're going to cover the spread. So you can take them on the you can take San Francisco on the spread, money line, and the over 45 because George Kittle is back. Atlanta Falcons against Green Bay. This is going to be a really bad game for Atlanta Falcons fans as Green Bay is going to demolish them, win more by 7, go with the money line, and they're going to score over 56 points because that secondary can't play for ish. You saw what Nick Foles has done to him. You saw what Dak Prescott done to him. I mean, it's terrible. I really feel bad for you Falcons fans, but you know what? My White Sox lost. I'm heartless to all sports teams that aren't mine. Don't care. Even though I'm biased here. I can't be biased, but whatever. You get what I'm saying. Alright? Man. And Thursday's preview is the Tampa Bay Buccaneers with Tom Brady on the road to Chicago. I wonder who I'm going to pick there. Spoilers. Alright. So, those are over under. I went through them pretty quick. I'm probably going to box up the odd. Ooh, that scared me. Told me battery low. My heart dropped. Alright. So, with the boxes that I'm looking at here, I'm looking at definitely the easy ones like the Rams. I can take the money line of the Rams. Let's see. I'm gonna click that in right now. So I can take the Rams on the money line. I could take Tampa on the money line. I could take Baltimore on the money line. That was another big one. And that's a terrible parlay so far. We're working. I'll take New Orleans on the money line. Seattle on the money line. Buffalo on the money line. Chiefs on the money line. San Francisco on the money line. And Green Bay on the money line. So if you take those, that's a 9-way parlay, which is way too high. You're better off going with the spreads and the money lines for some of these games to cover, but that's just, you just gotta. We're gonna talk about balancing here in a second. Like an example would be like if you think who is it? The Chiefs are easy, so it's minus 115. So if you go with the Chiefs, that's better than the minus 200. You're gonna get more money. But this 9-way parlay is only plus 12. So if I put $5 on, I'm only winning $60. But I gotta hit 9 on the money line. So it's just 9 wins, $60. I think we can get that accomplished easily. But if you want to get more bang in the buck, we're definitely gonna look into the spreads. Pay attention to injuries going into when you pick your spreads. I pick my spreads Sunday morning, right around the time when we're doing our show at 11 a.m. Central Time, 12 o'clock Eastern Time on Instagram Live. That's where we're at on Sunday mornings. You guys can get our sleeper starters and all that great stuff. Swinging around right now, making sure no one else has commented or sent anything as far as who they got, who they want, all that great stuff. Let's see. Let's see. Single term. Just swinging around right now, guys, seeing if there's anything here that we need to note. Alright. Looking around, checking my Twitter right now. Let's see. If you didn't know, the Chicago Cubs lost, so spoilers, you're probably going to hear Seabass talk about that Sunday maybe. He might be really excited. But if his Heat lose to the Lakers, he might not be talking about it. So we're going to see. Swinging around town. Swinging it around town. Alright, let's see. Any other questions? Class, any other questions? Let me check my YouTube real quick. I didn't even check YouTube. I would tell you guys the YouTube link, but we're trying it out right here. It's no comments here either, which is fine. You know, because we're still trying it out. But yeah. All right. So we have it archived on YouTube. We have it on Twitch. Yes, we are going to bring it around town just like SpongeBob. Correct, Julian. That's what we do at Cheat Sheet. We bring it around because we have I'm broadcasting now on YouTube, Facebook, and Twitch all at once, which is big for video games as well. You know what I'm talking about, Julian. You've been here with the Apex. All right. Well, guys, I'm going to wrap it up here. Any last questions, comments, concerns, I'm going to leave it up for you guys. I'm probably going to have an ending I'm going to create later. But that's all I got right now. Let me know if you guys have any other questions. Any other questions? I feel like that teacher that's like, are you sure? And they're just waiting for me to dismiss class. Alright, guys. Well, that's all I got for today. Catch me at your local bars. You know it is Friday. Tipsy all the way to Saturday. We got college football. Don't forget to check out Tool Bags Up on YouTube. We cover a lot of stuff. And don't forget to cover us. We're also on Apple, Spotify, and a lot of great platforms. We're doing a lot of things here at Tool Bags Up Sports Podcast. And we're always expanding. Again, thank you guys. And if you guys ever have any questions, you guys can talk to me at DrewMoney219